Gotta love it. Gotta love it when the freaking microphone isn't connected anymore, even though I did absolutely nothing since the last time I streamed. Gotta love that. So yeah, today on the agenda, we have Final Fantasy 14, and we are going to be doing the patch quest, which, for anyone who doesn't know, you have your main expansion that comes out, and the latest one for that was Dawntrail, which I did stream and is on my YouTube. And then after those, in between that expansion and the next big expansion that will come out in a couple years, I think, they'll have the occasional patch quest, which will further the story and push stuff closer to the next big storyline. But you know, there's not a whole lot going on. Like, it's nothing huge tends to happen. You might have like the occasional new bit of information, but like any big developments tend to happen towards the end, from what I remember. It's been a while. It's been a while since I've done patch quests. Let me just fix the camera real quick. There we go. That's a bit better. All right. Well, let's get into it. Oh, also, if you hear any weird noises on my mic, there's construction going. There's like an empty lot next to my apartment building, and they're building a new building there. So you're probably, if you hear anything, that's what you're probably hearing. Hi, Jake. And if there's a knock or something that you hear on my here, that might be me getting a delivery. I'm expecting to get a package during this. Also, the reason why I'm streaming so early today is because there's someone doing a subathon who I want to watch later today, and I don't want to miss it. And if I do my usual time, that's when they stream right now, so I want to do this early so that I have like 4 hours to just mess around and do what I can. Hi, Warden. Oh, you're up early. Anyway, let's get into it. Totally wasn't sitting here with my character staring at me the entire time. Got up early to make tacos. Oh, nice. Alright, let me close all the shit. Doing patch content? Yep, that's the goal today. The goal is to get through all the patch stuff. I'm expecting it to take a couple hours, which is why I'm streaming so early, since I want to watch Birdie later, and if I do my stream at my usual time, the chances of her, like, I don't want to miss any of her stuff. And then, of course, if I stream any later, I'm not sure how much time I'm gonna have between me ending stream. Have fun. I'll lurk so I don't spoil myself. Alrighty. I appreciate the support. Yeah, if you had said, like, oh, I'll lurk and you were in Shadowbringers, I would have been like, don't worry about it. But since you're getting close to the end of Endwalker now, there's probably going to be a lot of information that is relevant to you. So, have fun with those tacos. Feel free to pop in and tell me how they are. A royal invitation. Bulwaruk is eager to hear how you've been getting on. It's a pleasure as always, Quake. Have you been able to relax lately? Yeah. Wonderful. As busy as you've been, the Rite of Succession, among other things, you deserve an opportunity to experience Tuliyollal with a more leisurely pace. Yeah, they're good. Oh, that's good to hear. That's good to hear. Simpler tacos at Spaleaves Tay. I don't know how to say that. It's one way to do so. They made the tradition way. They made the traditional way and laden with fillings and are absolutely sublime. you have an empty stomach, the owner, Brew Evu, will look after you. Else your cute people leave. Oh, how dare you? How dare you? My own mod. Damn. How dare he? Resursa went, I miss my mother's cooking. Also, I just gotta say, these burritos... Oh wait, no, he's eating a taco. It's just that his hands are so big, it kind of looks like a burrito. Come on, take a munch. Munch. There we go. Well, if it isn't Quake, alone today, are you? I'll also be lurking, working on a book I've been writing. Ooh, you'll have to tell me about that when you get the chance. Good luck on the book writing. I've done my fair share of writing in the past, but that was for fan fictions. Dun, 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 dun. I see. If you're hunkering, if you have a hankering for tacos, I've also done my fair share of fan fiction. Someone who understands. Then they're on the house. Consider a token of gratitude for your help tracking down those treasures. Go ahead and find a table. I'll bring you your meal as soon as it's ready. You still love tacos, I hope. I remember you ate so many when you turned 5, you could barely move afterwards. Remember that? No, not really. That was 30 years ago for me. Right, sorry. It's still strange for me too. Just the other day, you're a little boy clinging to your mother's skirt as you set off to Yashilani. Now you're a man grown with a face full of hair. Oh, okay. Even so, I knew you were my son the instant I saw you. We're still family, and you can always rely. Relying, that feels like the only thing I'm doing right now on you and on everyone else. I can't even start a fire without assistance at my new job. Back in Alexandria, we had Electrope. If I needed fire, all I had to do was press a button. Everything was at our fingertips. But here, I'm helpless. A culinarian who can't even light the stove. The way the others in the kitchen stared at me. Gods, I've never felt so embarrassed. I'm sorry to hear that. I've been told the tales, but it seems life is really different within the dome. My wife and children, I was thinking I'd have them join me once things had settled, but at this rate... I say you send for them. If they're your family, then they're mine too. I'll do whatever's necessary to make it work. Book Lamat? I mean over here, but it seems you're having trouble readjusting to life in Tuliyola. Val Wook Lamat? What? To aid folks like yourself, we've established a support group at the Wing of Reflection. There you can learn the skills you need to live outside the dome. It isn't easy being back, I know, but I'm hopeful that we can make things easier. That's exactly what I need. I'll definitely seek this group out. I'll bring my family with me. Thank you. Oh, look who it is. I was just about to go find you, Quake. You don't mind the company, I hope? I could use a bite to eat myself. The tacos here never disappoint. So what have you been up to lately? Been working on, to recover some stolen artifacts. I've been reviewing reports from the Landsguard. Given my responsibilities, I'm not in a position to chase criminals abroad, so I needed someone else to take care of the matter. I'm glad that someone is you. As for myself, I'm being kept busy with duties at the palace, but whenever I find a moment, I like to walk the streets and talk to the people. That way I can better understand the problems they have and share them with Kona to figure out solutions. I was on one such walk just now. As I mentioned, I was hoping to find you. Kona and I have something we want to discuss with you as Dawn Servants. Do you have time to come to the palace? Of course I got time. I got all the time. Great, I'll go on ahead. Please come and join us once you've finished here. Alright, I'm gonna mess with the volume a little bit, because I know I have everything on pretty low levels. We'll go 60. And if it's too loud or anything, please let me know and I'll lower it on OBS's end. Let's see. Why am I walking? I can just use the freaking teleport pads. 'Go. Hope everyone's been having a good day so far. Mine started like two hours ago. I woke up at like 9 and it's 11:18. But me waking up was just laying in bed, trying not to fall back asleep. Because I am a very tired person these days. Master Quake, it is an honor. Val Kona has stepped away to attend a pressing matter, but he should join you within before long. Enter the Sun Perch? Yes. Bum, 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 bum. Oh, you're all here too? Valkona summoned us, though if truth be told, Alphino and I would have been seeing him quite regularly of late. He asked us to share our knowledge of Hannish culture, you see, in hopes of further strengthening your alliance. We're of course happy to oblige him. Crown and I were likewise summoned, otherwise we've been carrying out our work compiling information on the Golden City. My grandfather embarked on his investigation 20 years ago. With our report, we shall finish what he started. Lest you wonder, Thancred and Urianger have left to resume their tour of Tural. Ishtola, meanwhile, is back researching Crossroad Travel, as she was here just a few days ago to get Kona's permission to investigate living memory. By the way, she mentioned wanting to take a look at the keys in the key in your keeping at some point. If the look she had in her eyes was any indication, I suggest you brace yourself for when she comes calling. You're like to be stuck with her for a while. As for Estinian, we know neither where he is nor what he is doing. Some things never change. And that's probably Kona. My apologies for the delay. Think nothing of it, we took advantage of the time to catch up. So what can we do for you? That's what she was trying to say. What can we do for you? Hopefully present company is enough for whatever you need. The matter for which I have summoned you pertains to Alexandria. A state funeral will soon be held in Solution 9 to mourn the passing of Queen Sphene. King Gululja and his administration have invited us to attend. While certain issues remain unresolved between our nations, such as the treatment of Yasselani, I see no reason not to attend. Generations the Alexandrians have lived without even the awareness of death. I wouldn't have expected them to have funeral rites still. Apparently, members of Oblivion unearthed records of ceremonies that were conducted in Alexandria of old. It was they who put forth the proposal that the queen be thus honored. Good way of reconciliation. It's a little bit chilly in my room. I'm gonna put my jacket on. Leave it to that lot to think of such things. People of Alexandria no longer forget the departed. They're being confronted with the idea of death for the first time. I suspect our friends wanted to do something for them. That makes sense. Though Sphene was but a simulacrum, she was nonetheless a pillar for her people. The pain of her passing must run deep. Indeed, a funeral will give Alexandrians the chance to come together to express their grief, that they might overcome it. I wasn't sure at first, but I've decided to go. Not only to be there for Gululja, but to put this chapter behind us. That I requested your presence was none other than to see if you wished to attend the funeral. You knew Sphene as well, after all. I think I should go too. As you consider yourself responsible for demise, I take it, but that's not a burden you bear alone. Okay, so that whole, I think that would be inappropriate. That was going to give me the exact same answer. Here's my idea. As Val, I'll attend the funeral as representative of Tuliolo. Meanwhile, you can go in a personal capacity to watch over the people as they mourn. Nods. Feel the rest of us should go too, regardless of the reason. The fact remains that we deprived Alexandria of a beloved ruler. It's only right that we remember who Sphene was, to her people and to others, so let us stand with you. Then it's decided, let's head to Solution 9 and look for Gululja in the back room. Crossroads. "25 minutes in and we've completed the title sequence." Also, I just got a comment on my character's glamour. So I'm Viper now instead of Reaper. And this glamour is freaking awesome in my opinion, because you know, you got the two Viper blades that you have. And then I have this not necessarily a dagger, maybe like a short sword. Or like a long dagger or something like that on my hip. And then on my boot right here, I have a little tiny knife. I am armed to the teeth. So we will teleport to Solution 9. Solution 9. Do, 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 do. Alright. Oh man, I love Solution 9. So cyberpunky. It's kind of nostalgic to me now. I don't know how to explain it. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Hello there, Tassos. You heading to the back room? Yes, I am. Let me in. Oh. Ad break in 3 minutes. Ah, you came for the funeral. Of course, I'm the only one who will officially be taking part, though. The others will just watch over proceedings. How have you been? It's been a while since my last visit. I'm good. Shale's been teaching me new things. Recently, I've learned about Everkeep systems and the mechanical soldiers. It's knowledge I'll try and use, I'll need to use my authority properly. Studious as always, I see. By way of a treat, I've brought you, Gâteau au chocolate. It's kind of cake. I think you'll like it. Thank you, Lamati. And thank you for coming. I've never been to a funeral before, so I feel a lot less nervous having you there. Oh. Curiosity, what's the custom in Alexandria? In our world, it's common to offer flowers for the departed. Much the same here, according to the records. Flowers will be distributed to all attendees. I was expecting her to keep going. That's why I ended the sentence like that. Isn't that crazy how, depending on if you're expecting a sentence to keep going to have a second half, you'll like, the way you'll end the sentence off is different than if you were having one, like, ending a sentence knowing that was the end of the sentence. Kind of like how when there's a question mark, you tend to kind of have an upward tilt to your voice at the end. Also, remember to hydrate, people. Stay hydrated. Drink that wonderful H2O. It's there for you. Considering that all the worlds used to be one, the practice of offering flowers may well share some ancient origin. Fascinating, wouldn't you say? Pizza, catfish pie. Bum, 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 bum. Alexandria mourns. Gulja wishes to go and collect his flowers for the funeral. The flowers are being handed out at Praxis Park. I'm thinking of heading over there now. We'll join you. There's a man I would like to speak with, Gossin, who's apparently at Sphin's aid, and the one who sent us the invitation. Come on, let's go. Bam, 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 bam. Where are we going? All the way up there. Okay. Raxus Park. Do 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 do. Ugh. Oh. Why, you're... I'm Val Woklemat of Toliala. Thank you for extending us an invitation to Queen Sphne's funeral. We are honored truly. I have seen you before from a distance, but never had the pleasure. I'm Gusson, former chief aide to the Queen. Since her passing, I have the responsibilities for administering affairs of state. Can we get our flowers here? Yes, your majesty. The flowers are being handed out at the counter yonder alongside the regulators. What? You need to wear regulators for the funeral? Rest assured they're not a requirement. We're buried people do not use them. See, the people of Alexandria of Old War tokens of mourning their persons when attending funerals. As such tokens were black, it was suggested that we might wear regulators painted the same color. We've yet produced enough for everyone, but we're distributing them as they're able. I see. Yeah, regulator or no, the important thing is we remember Queen Sphene. Remember her and her kindness as you make an offering of your flower. I will. Proceedings will soon begin in this plaza. Please take your place once you have your flower. Oh, my lord, I'm tired. Damn, that's a lot of NPCs. I think things are supposed to be quiet right now.
Although we are gathered here for the same reason, we hail from different lands. Some were born and raised in the Alexandria of old, while others came to us from Tuliolal. It was from this union of diverse peoples that a new Alexandria was born. The only home that our younger generation knows. How did we overcome the barriers between us? What moved us to join hands in common purpose beneath crackling skies? You know the answer. We survived. We thrived because Queen Sphene brought us together. Inspired and encouraged by her boundless kindness, we strove to be better, for ourselves as well as those around us. And in Her Majesty's absence, there is a sadness beyond words. Yet we must. We will remember her. Remember all the good that she has done for us. So let us pray, as the people of the Old Kingdom once did, for the peaceful repose of the departed. And let us keep our beloved Queen forever in our hearts, that her memory might guide us unto the morrow. Would that I could find solace in my own words.
Was Queen Sphene taken to the cloud?
She must have been. To still remember her is strange, isn't it, darling?
I miss her. She would always cheer me up when I was down. But even though I remember her, I'll never see her again. That doesn't make sense.
It seems that's what it means to die, I'm afraid.
But what will happen to us? Are we just going to be sad forever?
What will happen indeed? Everything that we have, we owe to Queen Sphene. How are we to go on without her?
I still remember Her Majesty so clearly. If only I didn't, I might feel better about the future of our realm.
Perhaps we should also consider moving to Tuliyollal. The journey won't be easy, but it'd be better than staying here in uncertainty.
In times like these, I take comfort in the beliefs of a Turali people called the Yorkui. To them, death isn't the end. So long as we're remembered, we never truly die. It could be the same for Queen Sphene, you know? If you keep her alive in your hearts, she'll always be with you.
But we still won't be able to see her, right? I don't want to think about that. I wish I could just forget instead of having to feel like this.
Ugh. Grief is rough.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to impose. Please, mourn your queen however you see fit.
At least she tried. At least she tried.
As expected, they struggle to come to terms with their loss. I hope they can find a way to move forward.
It's not only grief that weighs on them, but worry for the future. Bereft of their queen, how will they proceed?
True. But with that at least, we're not powerless to help. What is it, Guloja?
I was wondering, is it better to remember or forget someone when they're dead? I remember my father, and every time I think of him, it hurts. It's the same with Queen Sphene. Knowing that she's gone makes me feel sad. But it's different with my mother. I never knew her, so I don't feel as bad. I want to remember my father, but maybe I'd be better off forgetting him.
Guloja.
Why don't we continue this somewhere else?
Yeah, in the middle of the funeral area is probably not a good idea. Okay, so the regulators are important. I mean, I think that much goes without saying, but... Hey, Guloja, do you really know nothing about your mother? She'll research the system for information on a residence, but the only Mamulja she found listed were my father and me. Even if she died, she was erased from people's memories. She should have been there, but she wasn't. Well, that you're here means that she was here too, inside the dome. She can't, there can't be any other way around it. Perhaps we should try looking again. Maybe. It's hard to explain. I'm not sad, but I feel like I'm missing something. So even if it makes me feel sad, I want to know my mother. I see. Well, if that's what you want. Then I'll help. I'd like to help as well, and I believe I speak for the others too. But I can't bother you with this. You've already come for the funeral. Or came for the funeral. We came here not only for the funeral, but to see whether all was well in Alexandria. We're not about to leave just yet. Besides, in seeking to learn about your mother, we're bound to learn about your father as well. By retracing the steps of this man who kept his own counsel, we may gain knowledge that can serve the people of Alexandria. Oh. Alright. Thank you, everyone. Pom 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 pom. In search of the past. Assuming neither memories nor records of Gulul Shah's mother remain, we must cast aside We must cast as wide a net as possible. I suggest we split into groups. Quake, if you could make inquiries outside in the outskirts, the rest of us will do the same in Solution 9. Bow, 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 bow. I think that's the way station. Ugh, didn't take long to get to the first dungeon. Who am I talking to? Oh. Oh, they just... Okay. Assuming... What I like to do is I like to fly around the periphery of these little bubble things. See if I can spot anybody. It's not in it. Oh, there's one. Sorry, but I never heard of a Mamulja woman living in these parts, much less one connected to Zeralja. You might have better luck talking to people over in Tanwa Watan, settlement to the north of Everkeep. The resilient son won their loyalty when he saved them from some crisis or another, so the story goes. If I remember correctly, their chief's name was Kainil Oka? Kainil Oka? There's another person. Mulja woman? Their people have never been a common sight around here. Over the last, why the last time I saw one would have been before the dome came down over our heads. She's among an entourage of Landsguard that was dispatched here. I assume they all returned to Tuliol after their mission. But if any remained, I suppose they could have been trapped here with the rest of us. Okay, I see, I see. Yep. Looking for a Mamulja woman? Oh, Galulja's mother. I can't help you there, I'm afraid. All I know about Zerulja, and then only what my father told me. He said before the dome cut us off from the outside world, a Tural Vidural had appeared and was terrorizing the region. The region, Quake. The region. Use your words. In response, Zerulja assembled a party of warriors, and with them confronted and felled the beast. He was, it was interesting to hear of the king's feats in the past. I see. So now we go back to the back room. Ethernet. The back room. Told me all. We previously tried to track down records of mother, but nothing came up. If everyone's helpful, we can get somewhere this time. Ah, so you spoke with quite a few different people as well. Let's combine all our findings, see what conclusions we might draw. So Zeralja brought a retinue of Landsguard to Ysulani, among whom was a female Mamulja. His mission was to rid the region of Tyrol Vidril, and I believe it's safe to say that that was the crisis in Uayata. I'm pretty sure I mispronounced that, but that's just how I'm gonna do it. That's just how I'm gonna say it. He resolved. Some of his troops stuck around for a time, perhaps to assist the villagers with recovery efforts, then they could have indeed gotten trapped in the dome. I also heard stories about the settlement in Uayata. People lived there until nearly a decade ago, and Zeralja made regular visits. If he required secrecy, a location home to his most loyal followers, that would be ideal, and if Mamulja women had remained there, they could have had they would have had occasion to come in contact. I see. But what could Zeralja have been doing in that village? I think we can answer that question. In order to retrace Zeralja's steps, Ra'aha and I spoke with a researcher who worked in Orich Enix. He said that approximately 20 years ago, a number of his colleagues were transferred to a research facility outside Everkeep per the king's direct orders. This is the first I've heard of such a facility. Only Vanguard was believed to have been under the king's jurisdiction. It's apparently being used to develop a new kind of weapon, but I'm afraid that's all we could learn. There's plenty to go on. Even if the work here was classified, any material and equipment needed would have been manufactured within Everkeep. So if we look to the transportation records, you know, for a group of rebel people who were able to get a bunch of information secretly, they sucked at information gathering. There it is. The routes are full of detours and attempts at obfuscation, but a large deliveries were being made to Uayata, far too large for a mere village. There hasn't been any activity for years, though. It's likely the facility has been decommissioned. Do you think that's where my mother was? Can't say for certain yet, but I reckon that's a good chance. This is amazing. Even though no one remembers her, you managed to figure all this out. Each piece of the puzzle may reveal little on its own, but when you put several together, a picture begins to form. Thank you, Graha. Thank you for that amazing praise. And even should the memories fade, footprints remain to mark our path for those who walked before. A lesson I learned in another life. We'll be investigating this secret facility in Uayata then. And this time, I want to come along. I want you to come along, Mamulja. He's like, yippee! Uayata is on the other side of the lake. To get there, you'll need to take a hover cargo from the Drift Downs. Alright, thank you, Shale. Alright, I'm getting real hungry, so I'm gonna grab a string cheese real quick before I continue. I will be right back. Alright, I return. What did I press? Oh, okay. Wait a minute, I need to go to the Drift Downs. Which means I need to go to the outskirts. I'll just be silently munching on some string cheese. Other side of the lake. Oh, dude, I never realized just how large the freaking place was. So the hover cargo will take us across the lake? I've never been over there before. It's still inside the dome, so I don't expect it will be too different from here. Likely encounter dangerous beasts, so the rest of us will go first. You follow when it's safe to do so, alright? Alright, everyone. Be careful. That looks about right. Maybe it's Yukiata. Ooh, I love the music in this sound. You cannot stop us.
Try this!
Now I'll show you.
Lightning rods are still operational. Interesting, interesting.
We mustn't hold back.
We mustn't hold back.
We mustn't hold back.
Okay, Alphino, we get it. We mustn't hold back. These two should be the last one before the first boss. Yep, that looks like a boss room back there. Oh, and there's a door. Now we play the game of, is Kryl gonna kill me? If we stepped into its territory. Alright, let's do this. That seems like a raid wide. Holy shit. Oh god. Woo. Now that's some spicy work right there. Not bad. Pretty good fight, actually. I enjoyed it. Research note. While his While His Majesty Zorelja is not the first to conceive of transferring a beast soul into a person, safety and ethical concerns have ensured no earnest attempts have been made to date. Yet our king believes that there is no greater evil than to hinder the potential of man. So he has ordered us to make this conception a reality. He would bolster. Oh my god, I can't speak today. He would bolster our military might and break through into the outside world. If our research will further this abomination, then perhaps it is worth pursuing. Interesting. I think something broke containment. Because everything is in horrible condition. Our bodies are fragile vessels. Although the infusion of another person's soul confers strength and vitality, the soul of a beast yields mixed results. Even when stripped of memories, a feral soul can induce psychological instability in the subject. I suspect that this is because primal instincts remain, and while a certain amount of bestial ferocity is expected, and I dare say welcomed, too many such souls can lead to physical mutations. For now, our objective shall be to determine the threshold beyond which a body is at risk for uncontrolled mutation. What the? There are people in test tubes? Oh! I didn't notice all the corpses on the ground. Oh my god, Gul'sha is here. He's right back there. Oh my god, that's so cute. Oh god, there's handprints on the window. Is this like supposed to be like a blood trail of some sort? Because that's a lot. Oh, what the hell is that? My entire apartment is shaking right now. Because of the construction and heavy machinery.
Now I'll show you. We mustn't hold back.
Ugh. The rate of transfiguration may be dictated by the potency of the soul consumed. We've experimented with fiends of great power, but mutations were observed after the infusion of merely a single soul. No matter was this phenomenon illustrated that with poor Atticus, his body was altered irreparably. He lost all capacity for rational thought, and while primary objective of this research was to utilize the soul as of a Tural. What? While the primary objective of this research was to utilize the soul of a Tural Vidral, I struggle to see a path forward. An alternative approach must be considered. They were gonna put... oh my god. Ooh, can I go in here? This is wild to see in 14. Oh, God.
Now I'll show you.
So, Zakulja was planning on taking the power of a Tural Vidral, which is like a beast of immense power. It like took 8 of us to fight one of them. Makes you wonder
Back off.
what actually happened here. Makes you curious, don't it? The source of our failures thus far has been the inability of our bodies to contain feral souls. What if we were to reverse the process by purging a beast of its memories and infusing it with a man's soul? Okay, let me reread that. If the source of our failures thus far has been the inability of our bodies to contain feral souls, what if we were to reverse the process by purging a beast of its memories and infusing it with a man's soul? One still possessed of its own memories, we stand to gain absolute control over a vessel of great power. My subordinate, who first proposed this brilliant hypothesis, shall have the honor of being the first to transcend our meager limits. I must prepare his soul for extraction at once. Oh, God. Alright, I think I heard a knock at my door. I'm going to check that real quick. So I will be right back. Yep, I got a delivery. I have brought it in. Okay. Alright, let's keep going. Bad feeling about this. I do too. This is the overseer of the facility, maybe? Three spirits. Holy shit. Damn it. I hate that mechanic. I struggle with it so freaking much. Alright, let's get back to it. Alright. Save. Save. Oh, nope. No! Oh my god! Ugh! That's irritating. That is so damn irritating. There we go. I should be good. Okay.
Hold still.
This should do it!
No holding back.
Oh god, I'm so happy I got him that time. If I had to do that again, I would have been a little mad. What the hell? That isn't a storm. We're gonna have to fight that, I bet.
mustn't hold back. Are you all right? You'll not escape this!
Oh my god,
We
my...
mustn't hold back.
Oh. The building is shaking still.
You cannot stop us.
Like, what thing is moving out there? Oh no. Alright, let's do this. I'm gonna run ahead. I'm gonna grab these two. This was a very bad decision. This was a very bad decision. Oh. Now this way, these ones can actually be killed in a relatively fast time period.
You'll not escape this!
Oh my god, Alphino, please. Oh my god. Brawl Vigil. Luni Pati? Luni Piatti? Oh, this guy's gonna be an interesting new one to fight. Alright. It's gonna hurt. I'm like, you know what? I'm kind of just at a loss for words for what we're fighting here. I don't even get it. Whoa. Oh, I need to put limit break back on my bar. No, it doesn't matter at this point. Oh my god. Woo. Bum 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 ba dum ba dum bum 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 ba dum. Leave duty. God, my character's gonna look so ugly.
For all the talk of my brother felling this beast, he only imprisoned it, like Vali Armanda.
From what I could tell, they sought to transfer people's souls and memories into bestial vessels at that facility. The Tural Vidral explains the need for a remote location. It was doubtless their prime subject. Though I expect Zoralja did not foresee the opportunities it presented when he imprisoned the creature.
And so, in order to prevent the breakdown of the individual, I instead seek to transfer their soul into the body of the beast.
This would allow one to wield the power of a Tural Vidral.
In theory, our initial experiments will involve lesser creatures. But in time, I am confident we will be able to bring even the mightiest under our control.
And what becomes of those who offer their souls?
As they won't be able to return to their original forms, we must consider them lost. But the sacrifice will be worthwhile, for the army you stand to gain will far surpass any composed of mechanical soldiers.
Very well. Recruit volunteers and begin at once.
Thank you, Your Majesty. I shall return to the observatory and see to the necessary preparations.
So, you've given him permission?
Teshalja, you will assist Kaniloka. As one of the Landsguard's finest chirurgeons, your knowledge may be of use in his experiments.
He was a healer.
You will also watch him closely. In what you learn, you will report to me. You object to his project? Or are you incapable of performing this duty?
No, Your Majesty.
I need to fix something on OBS that's been bugging me. If that's better, okay.
Whether we shelter within the dome or expand beyond it, we require great power. But with no one to rely upon, we must take that power for ourselves, even if the means are questionable. I will do as you command. But if Kaniloka's work bears fruit, I wish to beg a boon.
What do you desire?
Something that I had accepted I would never have in Tuliyollal. That I believed would forever be beyond me. That it was foolish to covet. But here and now, it is close. So very, very close.
Perform your duty to my satisfaction, and anything you desire is yours. That which I seek does not lie within this dome. Here, I cannot prove the miracle. But if what you seek is at hand, then you may claim it, for it has no value to me.
Interesting.
Are you alright?
I think I found out who the mom was.
Teishalja. Could she be my mother?
Probably. By the way she was looking at him.
Like the people in the outskirts said, few Mamulja lived in the Yasulani. I can't imagine many other Ubigo women were trapped in the dome. That being the case, she could well be the one.
This observatory Kanaloka returned to, could it not be part of the research facility? We might learn something about Teishalja there.
That's where we're going next then.
Interesting. Interesting. Lots of interesting stuff happening. I need to fix this real quick. Wish I could see into the past like you, then I could see people who are gone. Because there aren't many other Mamulja women here for a long time. I couldn't even imagine what my mother looked like. But when I visited Tuliyollal, I saw some, and I was finally able to picture her in my mind. And one day, I hope I could see what she actually looked like as well. Discern the purpose of the research conducted here. The traces of what remains might afford us greater insight into what what came of it. Let us take a look around for information as well as a way to the upper level. If it can be seen behind the wrought iron gate, as sturdy as it appears, the gate will likely resist attempts to force it open. Security panels nearby, perhaps verification key. I'm gonna be straight up honest, I'm pretty sure Wukalamak could just break that gate down. Sex to the body. I was transferred to Uneana station in order to train the villagers in the use of electro technology. While a child can quickly learn to operate common contraptions, there will be no easy thing for them to attain the requisite skills to develop new weapons, ones which require no less than the manipulation of souls. Thankfully, 2 of my pupils have demonstrated great aptitude in the field. Konaloka, the village chief, and Teshelja, field shuriken. Further driven by their loyalty to our king, their growth has been remarkable. I dare to hope that before long, they will be able to carry out their duties without further instruction, and I may be relieved of my duty. Perhaps you should search elsewhere. Recruiting volunteers for a new experiment. I know I'm not as bright as the others, but they wouldn't laugh at me if I was stronger than them. This might be my chance. Soul transferred a few days ago. I can write. Can write good, yes. I am good, very good. Getting hard to control strength. Today, bit off hand of feeder. Cannot help, it's so strong. Hungry, always hungry. Cannot control. Eat, I must eat. Am eater, must eat. You find nothing resembling a verification key. Perhaps you search elsewhere. Find a verification key. Perhaps you can use it with an iron gate. He can be used to operate the lifts as well. Up we go. This is the observatory. Expected to be similar, but this is the far cry from the temple we had that held Valley Garmanda. Warnings indicate various anomalies related to the seal's failure. Most likely for a blessing, we managed to fell the beast before it could cause harm. But then let's see if we can find some clues about Gul'ja's mother. I think I can use this terminal. Shell taught me how. So much data, I don't know what to look at. Perhaps we can narrow down the search by inputting the name Doshoja. That brought up a lot of results. They seem to say the same thing. Doshoja, Administrator of Experimental Treatments, Research Logs. This sounds good, doesn't it? Chances are the data is encrypted, so even if not, it will take considerable time to go through it all. Let us take it with us to the back rooms, or at the back room, so Shale, and have Shale analyze it. Agreed. I'll transfer it to the storage device I brought. There, it's finished. Thank you so much for bringing me all the way here, everyone. If you're happy, then so am I. Besides, I was able to learn more about my brothers. Well, it was a fruitful adventure for both of us. Oh. And here we are. The authorities will doubtless wish to be informed about the facility and its contents, but first things first, let us deliver the data to Shale. My lord. Bow, bow. Bow, 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 bow. Bow, bow. Into the back room? Yeah. Yes, I am. Ulja has already given me the storage device. There looks to be a wealth of data, all of which is encrypted, so I'll need time to process everything. In the case, Alice and I might take ourselves around the city to check on the people. Either Moon has us a bit worried. I don't know if there's anything we can do to help, but we'll see. Understood. I'll let you know as soon as I've finished my work. Thanks. We'll see you again soon. Concerned. On his face. Okay. So he isn't wrong. The mood out here is still grim. Some of the Turali members remember a time before they were dependent on the Sol system, but even they're unsettled and wondering aloud if they'll have the chance to reunite with old friends and family before they pass on. With good reason, too, the journey home won't be easy for those who've grown old. From what, that's why it's mostly been younger folk who have been returning to Tural, ones with no elders to care for. Word of the problem has reached us in Tuliolo. My brother is doing all he can to see Jacques Tural Railroad restored to operations so that people may come and go freely. Fortunately, the tracks only go as far as Vanguard, so some traveling by foot will still be necessary. Even so, the railroad would make things a sight easier. How long before it's back in service? Couldn't say. When I left to visit, Kona seemed reluctant to make promises. But while Shale's working on the data, we could go and see the state of it for ourselves. Shaloni Station, then. I'll make sure to keep Kona informed. Bam, 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 bam. I was just checking on some things. Alright. This building? About resolve and Quake Nix to boot. What can I do for you? We're hoping for some good news about the railroad. There's an increasing number of people looking to return to Tural that can't make the journey on foot. As I see, as it happens, Val Reason is also on his way here to take stock of the situation. Ah, scratch the on his way. Ooh, I dig the new outfit. Did our little Bun Bun finally outgrow his old clothes? Stop that. As you all know, my previous attire is that of a gleaner, and I have chosen a different path. It was time for a change. You hear about the railroad too? It was in part for my sake the original Dawn Blazer was sacrificed, so I felt that only right that I assist its replacement. Speaking of which, Sumlamati has explained the growing urgency of the need. What have you to report? New locomotive was on track for completion. We were having difficulty pulling her into the station, in a manner of speaking. You see, when we used the Dawn Blazer to get into the dome, urgency outweighed all other considerations, but now that we're back to our original problem, how to run the railroad without upsetting the inhabitants of that place. That is the Ronek. Though the Hetsaro that follow them are none too pleased with the Hetso being spooked by the noise of the locomotive either. The solution I've advised quieting the railroad should address that complaint. But a silent train presents a different danger. The Ronek will need to be deterred from wandering across the tracks. I suppose we can't just blow a whistle at them, or they'll panic and put off their grazing again. Weren't the rail routes plotted to avoid the Ronek's preferred grazing areas, though? It's not that they're getting close to it in the first place. Green patterns have shifted since the tracks were laying. Certain why, but I tend to ask the people their insight. As a major proponent of the railroad, I have a duty to assist in the matter. I too would hear what the Hetsuro have to say about it. They are the ones most affected, after all. I believe it would be best to begin by consulting their leader, Plato. The rest of you can accompany us to the Hetsuro encampment if you like. Bow, 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 bow. I could just teleport there. Vow resolve, vow reason. I bid you welcome to our camp, but what brings you all the way here? Thank you for seeing us. Our visit concerns the matter of the Jacques Tarot Railroad. You two have noted the Ronek's unexpected change in behavior then. Our son, Geppetto, has been looking into the matter. Normally, we'd expect the Ronek to keep their favorite grounds nearby for a while yet, and despite thorough search, we haven't found anything wrong with the quantity in the grazing. They refuse to keep to where they usually would, instead pushing westward towards your railroad. Certainly see no cause for the unseasonal migration. Nevertheless, should they continue to move west, we will follow. As you may have surmised, my parents traveled with Ronek as well, though I myself have no memory of the experience. Behind us, babe, we see during such a migration, one of many sacrifices sustained by a nomadic lifestyle. I'm forced to assume. Was putting me, self, some people are. Okay. Solitude, spare without suffering as any child's brother, swore I'd always be there for her. Oh yeah, that was what he told us. Truly, I've never heard of the Roneks using a path so arduous as to force such a terrible decision, nor any of the Hitsuro willingly leaving their own flesh and blood behind. There must be some exceptional circumstance. I cannot say. The idea of following in their footsteps, that I might better make excuses for their actions, never much appealed to me. Even if it might help you understand the Ronek's current behavior. As is so often the case, you are correct. Though my discomfort with the Hitsuro may arise from fear of reopening old wounds rather than blind fervor for innovation, you would nevertheless see me repeat my past mistakes. And to refuse to learn one of our country's treasured traditions make me a poor dawn servant indeed. Please teach me the Ronek and what they mean to you. Promise to listen with an open mind. In the meantime, your companions welcome to look around. Will you learn a culture with me? I'd like to approach this with the fur and precise syrup. Okay. Planes, perhaps in the process of finding answers we seek. Okay. Quickest way to learn about our life is to do as we do. I hope you're not above manual labor. To anyone who looks busy and asks if you can help, they'll be happy to teach you. Do so in exchange for a pair of hands to do it. Alright. Here, once we've shared what we learned. Oh my god. I was expecting 4. I was expecting 3. Entangled. Keep brushing thin and out. Like give it a try, Rachel. Try mind you come. Nice. I like him. Now just run through a little patch of time gently. Well then, with less success fur, our friend here will be more comfortable in the afternoon heat and less susceptible to illness. A combed coat also makes it easier for us to identify injuries, should the needs arise. Bum 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 ba da dun. Da 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 dun. We've finished our test for the time being, but since you're so eager to learn their way of life, why don't I tell you a bit about our migration customs? If you're here, you likely already know the Ronak are our Hetso, our guides, that we travel with them through the turning of the seasons. We trust them to lead us to the fertile lands with all we need to survive, but you may not know that sometimes the herd splits into two, bound for different paths. Those occasions, Futsuro must also part with half our number. Let's see. I wonder how they choose who to split. Maybe they go family by family. So two, the one will go right through it, and me without my needle. And would you look at that? I have one of those. This is precisely what I need. I should be able to patch up the covering now. I don't know how often we pack up and reassemble our tents. They're bound to get the occasional tear. Fortunately, the Ronak hide made it durable enough that we generally needn't need to worry. You may have a thing or two share, but I'd rather... Alright, let me test your power seduction. I find answers much easier to recall if I remembered them myself. Our Hetso provide us with something that we use in medicines, politics, and soap that drive us away. Pests and stinger life. What is it? Provide us something that we use in medicines. Bones? Hooves? Are bones hooves? Of course, a bone. We use these materials, albeit primarily in temples. Not quite the answer I was looking for. It's dung again. Sorry there, but indeed correct answer. We discover a myriad of uses for next ships over time, each boon to our way of life. Where there's need, our Hetso always provide. You smell of the grass and wind. Yeah, which is a good thing, I promise you. Nearly been mistaken for one of us. With the horns, and with the horns of a Ronak to boot. Ha ha. I wonder how Valkona is getting on. I assumed he would be reluctant to get his hands dirty, but it seems his wish to understand us was sincere. Ah, there he is now. Apologies for my tardiness. I was tasked with grazing the Ronak and ended up rather far afield. I found myself wandering hither and hither at my companion's inclination to force us back to the trail seemed inappropriate. How's your own work? Anything to share? Turn the people receive all they need. Mine is not the only way, though at times I lack the experience to know otherwise. My inability to conceive how decisions might be right does not mean that it is wrong. Parents had a duty to the Roanoke as they did to me, and so I wonder if their leaving me behind was not so selfish an act as I once believed. I have no way to know, of course. Regardless, this has no bearing on our present concerns. We are here in service of the people of Tural, after all. Remember to stay hydrated, people. Very important. Nevertheless, thank you for helping me find deeper meaning in what we've done today. And I will endeavor to remain curious, especially where the Hetzo are concerned. Glad to hear that, Falcona. You're welcome among our herd anytime. Bum 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 bum. Warmth of the family. Fiona, how did it go? I believe I finally understand the significance of the Hetzo. They nourish the Hetzaro. As they grow, they provide warmth and companionship in a harsh, unpredictable world. They're equal to any man, not beasts to be tamed. Moreover, Roanoke are sensitive, though we may treat their injuries or brush their coats to keep them hale. They must ever be free to follow their instincts and seek lands where they might thrive. The Hetzaro would never cage them, and neither should we. To control their migratory patterns or capture those who wander too close to the tracks is out of the question. It is particularly important to advance our original line of inquiry. Fortunately, we were able to visit Roanoke's once favored grazing grounds. So we were told the grass looks fine, but the place is too quiet. It's not the Roanoke. Even the birds, field mice have fled. We did encounter one pack of Ceraptors. Probably mispronounced that. But they look to be passing through in a hurry. Typically that sort of behavior in the fauna be associated with natural disasters, earthquakes, landslides, and the like. The Hetzaro would have surely put two and two together. Case geological. I measured the area's aether to be certain. There is indeed nothing to suggest recent environmental disruption, but I did notice one anomaly. Strong etheric signature to the east, moving across the plain, albeit slowly. Large animal, perhaps? Maybe a Vidral? Powerful one, like is not a predator, given the local fauna's behavior. And the raptors we saw looked like it had a bite taken out of its tail by something with very large fangs. Can it be a Truhetso? Truhetso? Roanoke Reaver in the common tongue. Our people have several names for such creatures. Fangs that steal Hetso in the night is another evocative one. And it can fend off many predators with their horns, but not the... their scales are tough as adamant. Neither horn nor arrow can pierce them. Is it a dragon? A toothed carnivore with an unusually tough hide. I cannot recall such fauna in this region. Usually roam in the wilds to the northeast. Most herds keep well clear of them. I can tell you why this one's so far from home, and its pack both. In any case, I believe the source of the Ronek's consternation is clear. As is our next move, we must drive this reaver away. They might return to their grazing lands in peace. Never fear, we shall make certain the beast threatens you no more. Oh, we got an instance. Clear threat, we cannot allow it to roam untracked, but it won't do for us to go running off and search for it. Have we made proper preparations? If other returning across the plane have spotted it, inform us. This is a big one, it seems.
Help! Help!
Oduda Hetsu is coming this way!
That was fast.
It has beasts across the plains in a panic, and our Ronek are practically paralyzed with fear. We must get them to safety.
We can assist by helping to calm the creatures. Once they're less agitated, it should be possible to hurt them.
And after they're out of harm's way, we'll deal with the Ronek Reaver.
I suggest you remain here to attend to the Ronek when they arrive.
They'll be safe with me. Please, be careful out there.
Right.
Make haste! We must protect the Ronek!
Don't worry, we're right behind you.
Fortunate they ran this way and must be too frightened to find us.
There they are!
They're terrified. We must do what we can to soothe them.
Dun, 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 dun.
That herd should be all right. Let's look for stragglers. The Ronek are to rally too. None shall be left behind. There must be something up ahead. Come! There!
These are no match for the likes of us.
Something's got everything there. Good.
More are coming!
All or nothing, then.
Come on. Just die already.
It seems that did the trick.
For the father, at least. But where's...
Oh my god.
Look there! We've got a big one coming!
Impenetrable scales and wicked fangs. That's a Ronak Reaver, and no mistake.
There! That one there! Not so fast!
I don't know what he was expecting to happen.
Even should it cost me my life. I will save the Hetzel!
Kona! Are you alright?
Do not concern yourself with me. Get the Ronak to safety!
There. You've nothing to fear.
Right! Let's finish the job!
Alright.
I made a vow to our people. You shall plague them no longer! You'll find the vow of reason is not without resolve.
This guy's got hell.
Damn it! Not even a scratch!
I need some time to think, will you? It must have a weakness, and I will find it. Keep it busy. I need time.
Right. Go for the legs. Now we just have to keep it pinned. Thinking corner.
A protective current of ether. But whence does it flow? I've got it! One well-placed piercing round to the chest, and... you're done for! That stemmed the flow of protective ether.
Now we're cooking with peanut oil.
Nothing stopping us now. Still not backing down, huh? Fine with me.
Release that ether ere the Reaver recovers it!
This is going to hurt.
Oh my god, 8 counts of damage. Ooh. Ooh. God damn. Oh. Ooh. Oh my.
We did it. The Hetzo, are they?
The Ronek have all made it to Mehua Hetzuan. Hunters are scouring the area for any remaining threats, but the local fauna appear to have calmed down.
We cannot thank you enough for your timely aid. You, most of all, Vow of Reason. We feared you would be loath to take direct action, yet you didn't hesitate to put your life on the line for our Hetzo.
I did no more than is a Dawn servant's duty. The ethereal conductivity of those scales is astounding. I dare say we could repurpose them to create a device that emits controlled pulses of ether.
Ether resembling that of the predator the Ronek fear most. It might work. If we struck the right balance, we would have the means to deter the Ronek from approaching the railroad without causing them undue distress.
Incredible! Kona, you've done it again.
I must say, I was hoping I'd never have to see one of these again. Still haven't forgotten the last one, and it's been more than 20 years now. I had come as a trader to the camp in Lozeni Hetta, a camp that was obliterated in an instant by that monster.
Lozeni Hetta. That's where the Pelu Pelu trader found me as a babe. Please, can you tell me what you saw?
As I said, I had traveled there to trade with our fellow Hetzaro. Like us, they followed the Ronek. And like us, they were visited by a Reaver. The fiend struck like a whirlwind in the night. It was chaos. I grabbed some token belongings and bolted in a panic, thinking only of getting as far away as possible. But even in my panicked state, I could not help but notice the young couple racing the other way, toward the fell creature. "We're distracted," I heard one cry. "Save our son! Save the Hetzo!" After that, nothing but the pounding of my heart and feet and Ronek thunder. I ran and ran. And as the sun broke the horizon, I found myself separated from both man and beast. Windborne words say that a group of survivors reunited with their remaining Ronek and have long since moved on. But still more were never seen again, including the brave couple. Or so the story goes.
And what became of their child?
I'm afraid I don't know. But if he wasn't with the survivors, even if he lived through that night, the wilderness wouldn't have been kind to a little one out on his lonesome.
Maybe not. But perhaps a passing Pelupelo would. And one day, even a Dawn servant himself. All these years, I was convinced that my parents had left me behind to follow after the Ronek. But now I see.
Oh, damn it, I accidentally. Didn't abandon me, they're trying to keep me safe.
I've wasted so much time resenting them, when in truth, they gave me everything I have today. It is thanks to them that I live to know the warmth of family. And now that I am Dawn servant, all of Tuliyola is my family. A family I will always protect, as my parents protected me.
Meet with Kona again. To know what the Hetsu, to know that the Hetsu, oh my god, to know that the Hetsu are safe is more than enough, yet would it be wrong to hope that in protecting them we also avenge my parents? It's the least I owe them after all this time. Quick, I thank you for standing by me as Dawn servant and as oft imperfect man behind that mantle. Now let's return to our attention matter came to address, shall we? We have removed the root cause of the Ronek straying from their favorite grazing and obtained tools to devise additional precautionary measure, a silent whistle, as it were. This whistle must be capable of emitting pulses of aether strong enough that they will shy away from the tracks on instinct, but not so strong as to drive them into a panic. If we can achieve this, it will be a far sight better than the traditional whistle, more effective and less stressful on the creatures themselves. Return to Shaloni Station, begin to work on it. Alika and his crew will doubtless be relieved to finally have a solution. Yes, they will. You're pleased about something? Good news for Railroad, I take it? The Ronek are avoiding a predator. Smart ones they are. Avoiding predator, and Val Kona's not too bad himself. With his whistle idea, sit tight, we'll have this train on tracks before you know it. Sit tight? Yes, I'll sit tight.
We're ready to go.
Yay!
Whoa! She looks as good as new!
If I had time to do a proper job, could have really made her shine. Had to cobble together the exterior with spare parts. We refurbished the interior, though. Not that you can appreciate it from out here. But as far as the Ronek are concerned, we've spared no effort. From the ballast to the ties, we've adjusted every bit of the track so she'll run quiet as a field mouse.
You and your crew have worked wonders. Our nation is in your debt.
Come now. If anything, credit's due to Tuliolal. It's thanks to the folk you recruited from every corner of the continent that we were able to get her up and running so quickly. Besides, the ethereal whistle's the true marvel, and we wouldn't have that without the scales you brought us. However grateful you are, know that we're even more thankful.
Woohoo, yeah, woohoo, yeah, woohoo, yeah, Connor, you're amazing.
Right, if we're done talking, let's put this train through our paces.
Oh, come on.
There's a Ronek up ahead.
Now, to test our whistle.
On it. Just point it in the general direction and...
It's moving away. Meanwhile, our friends over there appear wholly unperturbed.
Woohoo, yeah, it works, woohoo, yeah.
With this, we can alert those who wander too close without disturbing the rest of the herd.
A roaring success! In a quiet way, like. Then with your permission, Vow of Reason, the Shaktaral Railroad is back in service.
With the railroad running again, but now that the test drive was such a success, we breathe easy and start hauling people to and from the dome. First Shaloni, and then the continent. Watch out, Shaktaral, here we come. I share the same sentiment, but we've got a mountain of work ahead of us to ensure smooth operations. Time to get back to it. And as for our own work, I trust you can handle matters in Alexandria. And everyone to stand still while Clement is ready to race back to Alexandria. Alright. Well, it's possible that Shale's made some headway in it by now, and regardless, we should spread the word that the railroad's been restored to service. Shale, what, do you have her working on? Galulja's mother. I feel the same in his shoes, have felt the same. Some questions are painful to leave unanswered. There's no cause to look at me like that. We may have only been a simulacrum, but her memory was real. She needn't say, search for what she left behind, because it was left with me and I will always carry on. And he has the little keychain on his backpack. Oh. Speaking of things you're carrying, is that a teeny tiny... What? No. Merely a token from Alexandria. Our friends in Oblivion would not take no for an answer, and I thought it good souvenir as any. Whatever you say. For what it's worth, I think it's a nice way to bring her with you on your travels. Yes, well, you're off to the dome now, aren't you? Thought I might join you for a time, see if there's I can do for the people there. Much changed though it is, I still consider it my home. Of course, we can give you the full story on the way. With Granatia in the background. Simple yet elegant solution, and thus is the railroad back on operation. Meanwhile, Shale has nearly finished processing the data. She'll be able to share her findings with us imminently. Hi, Y'shtola. I'm interrupting something, I gather. She came out of frickin' nowhere. Hi, Y'shtola, what brings you here? Seen enough of the gate in the Sky Deep Cenote for now, so I'm shifting my investigation to living memory. While I was there, I thought I would do well to have the company of an expert on Electro. I'd like to take a closer look at the place myself. I can join you once we've finished here. Lest you fear I've forgotten, once I've made headway with living memory, the key in your keeping shall be my next subject of scrutiny.
There was a mountain of data to sift through, much of it tantalizing, I admit. but it will take time to fully decrypt everything that piques my interest. So, to answer our immediate question, I've been concentrating my efforts on the audio saved by Tayshul Jah herself. While I've not listened to it yet, I have a selection ready for playback. Would you like to hear it now?
Yes, please.
All right. Several audio files will now play in sequence.
My name is Tayshul Jah, and I decided to record this to help me put my thoughts in order, I suppose. Mother? Officially I was a Kybergian with the Lance Guard. I was part of a contingent dispatched to Yasulani to hunt a Tural Vidral that was wreaking havoc. After our mission was complete, I elected to remain. It was the perfect opportunity to document the geographic distribution of medicinal herbs in this region. Or so I said when requesting special dispensation. In truth, I could not bear to return to Tuliyollal. I had hoped to aid Commander Zoral Jah in the right of succession, but he did not so much as look my way. I was never in contention, of course, one of the nameless many in his army. To go back and face that reality was too much for me, so I ran. And in my cowardice, I stumbled upon this path. A path that changed my life. When the dome appeared, I found myself trapped within, and reunited with my commander. How am I to speak of Commander Zoral Jah? I admired him. His incontestable strength. His unwavering focus. He was a man of great passions. I watched him, captivated by his intensity. From afar, I would not dare approach. And in watching, I came to know him. His eyes too sought the distance, but not as mine did. He yearned not for another, but something else, beyond the horizon. That gaze would never fall upon me. I knew. The experiment will soon proceed to its next phase, and when it does, as he promised, I will have my heart's desire. Today. It should have been today. A new beginning. What I have dreamed of for so long. I hold a future in my arms. If he could see him, embrace him, surely that would be enough. So full of hope I was. A foolish hope.
Its scales are blue.
He's your son.
No, I can't. I don't know how. How could I? How? To raise a child, be a father. I don't. I can't. No! No! Get it away from me! Get that thing away from me!
It's all right, little one. Papa was just surprised. That's all. He'll come around. We'll be a happy family.
Oh.
Kaniloka shouting for me. The research hasn't been going well. But I can't let him take it out on my baby. Hush now, little one. I know just where to hide you.
That's all of them.
He was abandoned, the poor dear. We found him in the Drift Downs a few years ago.
We know some manner of accident happened at the facility after this was recorded. Perhaps your mother couldn't come back for you.
Hey, Gololcha.
I'm fine, Lamachi.
He's not fine.
Father and mother, they were both so lonely. If we could have been together, maybe they wouldn't have been. But sometimes things don't work out, no matter how hard you try. I can't tell if I'm happier now. But it's better to know, I think. Thank you, everyone.
With your Stola. It's better to know. Profound response for one so young. Though I wish you didn't have to be. Kulul Shah is indeed wise beyond his years. Though one never outgrows the need for dependable companions, 'tis fortunate he has you. Thank you, Shale. Because of you, I got to hear my mother's whole story. Heard it because you were brave enough to listen, Kulul Shah. If you remember one thing, remember that. Now then, having shared what I can at present, I'm ready to head to Living Memory when you are. I'm planning to be thorough, so we will need to stop for supplies on the way. That said, I promise we won't remain over long. I know we all have much and more to attend to. For now, farewell. Word before you leave. Network's already spreading word of the railroad. We expected people would be clamoring get on the first train back, yet the reaction's been the polar opposite. Scant few seem inclined to depart Alexandria anytime soon. What? When we spoke before, you said many in Tuliolo were eager to reunite with friends and family. Maybe they're concerned about getting through Vanguard? If so, we could take turns accompanying them. In any case, we need to speak with the people ourselves. Let's start at Laynode 9. Ugh, things be moving fast. Hey, Mortem. It's going good, just going through patch quests and stuff for 14. How are you doing? Then we go over there. I'm alright, I suppose. Well, I'm happy to hear you're doing alright. There may still be people gathering in Praxis Park. Let's try there first. Oh. Do.
People look uneasy. Did something happen?
Have you heard? Someone was killed in the Thunder Yards.
The Thunder Yards was one of the hunters slain by a beast.
It was a hunter, all right, and a veteran at that. But it was no fiend that did him in. Only a random bolt of lightning.
Such a senseless way to die. They say that he expended his last soul cells during Zoraljar's attack on the city.
For an upright, hard-working man to meet such an unceremonious end, it feels wrong. But we'll be fine, won't we? Even if the system no longer erases our memory of the departed, the regulators continue to function. I shan't go before my time. Growing old and passing peacefully with the help of the Ushers is only natural.
Well, you may think so, but how are we to know? We have no memory of those who have gone. More may have met violent deaths than passed from old age, and we would be blissfully unaware. It could happen to you, or me, to any of us.
Oh god, oh, it's starting.
Then what are we to do? Spend every waking moment thinking only of how we might die?
With time, I had hoped that they'd be able to adjust to their new situation. But it's only gotten worse.
Look! It's Queen Sphene!
What? Huh.
What?
Help, Queen Sphene! The grown-ups are really upset, and I don't know what to do!
Is no one gonna comment on
that we just held a funeral for her and she's back? Like, no one here... They were all at the funeral. Why are... Okay. I'm just gonna let it do its thing.
I see that you are as kind-hearted as ever, Nico. Never fear. I'm here to set things aright.
I don't understand. Sphene is gone. Forever. You there, Gussin. You were the Queen's aide, weren't you? What's the meaning of this?
Begging your pardon, Vow of Resolve. But Her Majesty Queen Sphene is paying visit to her people, as is her wont.
What are you talking about? Sphene is dead. You officiated the funeral yourself. We all placed flowers to mourn her passing.
A funeral? For Her Majesty? What a curious jest. You know full well
God
that
damn it.
ceremony was to commemorate those lives lost during the attack of Alexandria.
Oh my god. Oh, the goddamn regulators. Okay, so, like, it's gotta be like there's a program or something like that, and Sphene isn't actually there. Or Sphene, like, is like a program or an apparition or something like that, and the regulators are just modifying memories to make it fit. It's doing what it already did. But how is Sphene back?
Her Majesty walks among her people that she might support them in this most trying of times. Surely that is not cause for consternation.
Your Majesty, won't you free us from these terrible memories of the departed? This is no way to live. Not for us, nor our children.
I wish that I could. Truly I do. But with living memories shut down, even I cannot restore the system that once afforded us
Yes,
comfort.
I understand. I do not understand. That's me right now. So Sphene is... okay, so let me start with this. In Solution 9, which is the city that we're in right now, the things that they have on their heads give them spare souls, so when they die, just another soul goes into their body, and they're back up and good again and all that. They still age, but like their soul will be able to continue on until their body just quits. And what she mentioned right here, living memory, was eventually when somebody died, they would be put what was left of their soul would be put into living memory, where they could live on in bliss in a paradise forever. We shut down living memory, and in the process, we killed Sphene, because Sphene was she was running out of souls to give her people, so she was going to try and take over Tural, which is the kingdom that Wuklammat, the lion lady, rules over. And so she's supposed to be dead, but she's back. And not only is she back, but the regulators have changed it so that they do remember the people who had died, but they don't remember that Sphene had died. And it's changing memories to make it fit any number of solutions as to how can she still be living. So that's basically what's going on, and that's why I'm so confused.
You needn't fret, however. I have prepared an alternate solution.
All of us shall be made endless.
Oh, no! So the name of the people, where it was just souls, where they were living in living memory, those were called the Endless. So she basically just said, we're all gonna kill ourselves and live on as memories.
I have
created a new system that allows you to transplant your memories directly into an ethereal vessel. One not reliant upon soul cells. This way, you need never again fear death. You may live as you please, and
oh my
for as
God.
long as you like. Our stores of ether are, at present, not sufficient to provide this boon to everyone. But some of you received Neo-Regulators for the funeral ceremony, did you not? And there are still more we have yet to distribute. 5,000 in all.
She also sounds different. Like, her voice is like a little bit raspier.
One day soon, those with Neo-Regulators will be called to join the Endless, and thence be free of suffering forevermore.
But only 5,000 of us?
Okay, first off, weren't you listening to what she said? She said, at present. So yes, there will be more. But also, whoa.
The real Sphene would never be content to save only some of her people. Who are you?
I am Sphene, the Queen of Reason.
No, not her. Her voice was off. Her voice is off. It's somebody pretending. They have a collab with Cyberpunk or something. The jackets and movies are very cyberpunkish. Solution 9, or Alexandria, which is the kingdom that we're in right now. They're kind of like far futuristic, so they're kind of cyberpunky. Yeah, that's not Sphene, that's somebody else. The voice is just a little bit off. And like Wicklamat said, the real Sphene wouldn't be content with only saving some of her people. Interesting, interesting. Things are getting interesting. Ah. I only caught the proclamation from a distance, but I can tell you that the message about Neo-Regulators was received almost with utmost clarity. It couldn't have been Sphene. She would have been destroyed when the Meso terminal shut down. Without a single Alexandrian to bear witness, presented with an identical figure claiming to be their beloved queen, it's no surprise that they would have chose to believe she's alive. What is troubling, however, is their denial that the funeral was held in her honor. 'Tis as if their memories have been erased. Given that their memories, that the members of Oblivion remain unaffected, it's likely that the work of the Regulators, but by whose design? Someone smart enough to play at being the Queen of Reason in that guise. Even if some suspect deception, most of Alexandria will be on her side. We need to find out who she really is. While I agree wholeheartedly, we must avoid drawing more attention than we already have. We must be patient until Oblivion's network turns up a lead, or until our self-proclaimed queen makes her next move. Meanwhile, in living memory,
Where am I? My people, are they safe?
oh my god, did Sphene survive?
Why am I?
In fear of death, the people turn to Queen Reborn, their fates to learn. Huh. Huh. That's, That gave me so many questions. So Sphene is alive. And in living memory. And then there's somebody who's pretending to be Sphene. Very, very interesting. Well, that was what was on the agenda today. Just getting through the patch stuff. So, yeah. That was good. Let me switch to screen. Yeah, that was good. The story was nice and interesting. I'm curious as to where they're gonna take the story. I've only ever played Final Fantasy IV on Game Boy like 20 years ago, so I'm super lost on Final Fantasy lore. If it makes you feel any better, Mortem, this is my only Final Fantasy game. So I have no idea what's going on half the time. Cubit will lose it and be like, oh my god, this is the thing from this game, and oh my god, this character does this thing, and this is so cool, and I'm like, I just know them. Like, I've met the character now. But yeah. I wanted to stream again tomorrow, but it's getting close to Thanksgiving break for me, for my university, and all my professors decided it would be great if they all have essays due this upcoming week. So, this is gonna be the only stream this weekend, and probably next weekend too. Depends on how things turn out and if I'm already, if I've already left to visit family for the holiday. I've also played half of that one where you play as a Lightning character, but I never finished that one. I got no clue which one that one is, Mortem. I'm being completely honest. I got no clue what that one's about. But yeah, so streams may not
be very... Okay, so I might not stream until after Thanksgiving, is what I'm trying to say. It really depends on how things... Pink girl... The pink hair girl with the sword gun thing. That did not help me at all. I know nothing about Final Fantasy. You know more about Final Fantasy than I know. So yeah. But yeah, so basically what I'm putting down here is, like, that up just a little bit more. Like, depending on how my schedule is, I might not stream, until after Thanksgiving. Back, things will still be maybe like one stream a week, because once I'm back from Thanksgiving, it's pretty much final season for, university, so that's gonna be fun. But yeah, that pretty much wraps up, everything for today. We covered everything I wanted to cover. I figured it was gonna take a couple hours, but good lord, it took a lot longer than I thought it was going to. Is there... Yay, we love college. I know, right? Nothing like going to school, being stressed out all the time, being in massive amounts of debt. Okay, but, there doesn't seem to be anyone who I feel like raiding today, so we're just gonna do a regular ending. Yeah, so thanks everybody for tuning in. Longer stream than I was used to. I'm a little worn out now. You could not pay me to go back. Oh, dude, I feel you, dude. I totally feel you. But thanks for tuning in. Thanks for, it was nice seeing everybody. And I will see you all next time.